Hello and welcome back to the Transfer Talks podcast. My name is Jeanine and I'm a Transfer Jack's peer mentor. And joining me today is a lovely guest who'd like to share their transfer student experience with us.
Hello, I'm Maribel Cardenas. I'm an accounting major here at NAU. I transferred from community college in Avondale, Estrella Mountain Community College, and I'm set to graduate in December 2024.
Cool. I know quite a few people that transferred from Estrella Mountain.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like the first person that I know, because I've met so many people and they're like, oh, Glendale, oh, this place. And I'm like, am I the only mountain lion?
Yeah, actually, a couple of former mentors have transferred from Estrella Mountain. So I was like, okay.
Cool. Oh, I need to meet those people.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're graduated, but it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But they're some of my good friends today, so.
Okay, good.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to head and jump into the questions. We'll start off a little light, okay?
Okay.
So, this or that, NAU Gold or NAU Blue?
I'm strong on blue. I was raised in California, so I'm a Dodger fan.
Oh yes, I love the Dodgers.
So I grew up strong with the blue.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I personally like gold, but you know what? That's okay. Blue too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you prefer North Campus or South Campus?
South Campus. I'm an accounting major, so yeah. I'm always at the FCB. So definitely always over there.
Yeah. Also always on South Campus because of business, but I do like North Campus a little bit.
Yeah. No, like I know I told someone earlier, coming to these things at the transfer meeting and stuff gives me a reason to come to North Campus for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Morning classes or afternoon/evening classes?
I have a problem with this one because I'm more like, is there a midday option? Because I'm not much of an early person, but I also don't like to be out late, obviously. Uh-huh. But I guess if I had to super choose, it would definitely be morning classes, get them out of the way, and then have the rest of the night to do homework mostly, basically. Yeah.
I do like the morning classes, but I'm also not really a morning person.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same.
I'll do a 9:30. That's fine, but 8 o'clock, absolutely not.
That's so weird. That's the exact same thing for me. I'm like, 8 o'clock? Why? And then you're like, 9 o'clock? Yeah, that's fine. It's only an hour difference.
I know. But then, you can get up at 8 versus at 6 or 7.
Yeah, exactly. Which always, that's the same thing I think every time. And I'm just like, 6 o'clock. Ugh. 7 o'clock? Maybe. 8 o'clock? All right.
Yeah, totally. Okay, sun or snow?
I love the snow, but this is also my first semester out in a snowy area. Yeah. But for the majority of days, I love to be at the beach, so definitely sun in that case.
I don't like the beach, which is so ironic because I grew up in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Right. So, but yeah, I'm with you on that. I prefer the snow. Yeah. I mean, not the snow, the sun.
Okay.
The sun. Yeah. Okay, and then fall or winter?
Fall, because you get those early signs of winter.
Yes.
As we're getting ready to get cold, so that's kind of like a preparation time.
Yes.
So definitely fall.
Yes. Okay, totally agree with you. Okay, so we'll get into a little bit more. So I know you said that you only transferred this semester. Mm-hmm. But what has been your favorite transfer event you've been to so far?
I did the bowling thing, so that was a lot of fun. Got to meet a lot of new people. Found out there's a lot of people from California, which I think is wild. I'm like, why wouldn't you go to school where you're from? And then they're like, it's cheaper. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what I've heard too.
Yeah, they're like, I know it's not in-state tuition, but it's still cheaper. And I'm like, that's so wild to me. But no, yeah, I met a lot of great people there. Also was part of the top 3 people who in our bowling lane. So that was a lot of fun. Everyone's like, you're good at bowling? I'm like, I'm all right. And then, they're like, you're pretty good. And I'm like, well, I guess, sure. I'm just trying to be humble and modest.
Oh, bowling is so fun. We did that with the rest of the mentoring team last semester. Yeah. That was so much fun. Yeah. I love bowling.
I do too. Yeah.
I'm terrible at it, but yeah. Okay.
I'm like, I'm decent at least.
That's fair. Yeah. Waking up the next morning with the pinching of your muscles in your that's not fun.
It's such a workout. It's so weird because you're like, oh, this is so relaxing, and then the next day you super fill it, and you're like, I didn't realize I was doing that much exercising.
Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah.
For For no reason. Yeah. Okay. And then of course, so far, what has been your favorite memory being at NAU?
So I joined the Future Business Women of America Club.
Ooh.
So that's been a lot of fun. There's a lot of great people in that club as well. I got the opportunity to go to the women's expo, empowerment expo specifically in Phoenix with them.
Okay.
Which was great because they noticed that I was like really putting forth an effort into the club. I'd only been to like 2-3 meetings, I think, at this point, and they were like, an opportunity opened up. We know that you've been putting forth a lot of effort, so we're going to extend this invitation to you. And I was super happy with that. I was so glad because it was like, oh, I know that it's like, I'm a newbie and stuff, and the fact that you guys are noticing this is like made me feel so much better. So that was a lot of fun. That was a great weekend trip with a lot of great people.
What was that expo about? I've never heard of it before.
I guess it was their first year here in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
So they've traveled a lot, like throughout the United States, but those, like I said, this is the first year here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called the Women's Empowerment Expo, and essentially what it was like a convention, like a lot of business women business owned.
English is hard.
Yeah.
English is hard.
A lot of women who own businesses gathered together. So some of them had like tables where they were selling like their products, putting their businesses out there, and then others were actually giving out were doing like talks and stuff. So they had different stages set up, and depending on the type of business that they owned, they would talk at a specific stage. So there was fun with like financial inquiries and stuff. And the one that I can remember the most is like the lady ran her own like tax business.
Ooh.
So she's out here doing people's taxes, and like giving away free advice, just like, okay, this is what you want to do, this is what you don't want to do. And I thought that was pretty awesome. And she was like super chill, because when she was talking to us, she was talking as if she was talking to her friends. I'm pretty sure there were a few cuss words in that one, but no one minded. She had the entire area like going. I remembered her the most. There were a few that were like, how to put yourself out there kind of thing as well. This one, I ended up following her on Instagram. Her name is Rachel Luba, and she is a baseball agent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she went to school at UCLA, was a gymnast. Things didn't work out for her for the Olympics, so she still wanted to stay in the sports type of thing, and she grew up with a lot of baseball people who are now playing baseball, obviously. One of the biggest ones was Trevor Bauer, so I was pretty happy about that. Yeah, so she represents Trevor Bauer, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna find you right now as you're speaking to us.
Yeah.
So no, it was a really good experience. I got to find out a lot of things about being a businesswoman, and in a man empowered type of situation. So it was really great. I
That's
really like
awesome.
that. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I find that being within like the College of Business, right? There's so many opportunities that they allow you to have.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the career fair for one, they hold it like once a semester.
Yeah.
And I regret this so much because it's my last semester here.
Okay.
But I hadn't gone to one until this semester.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I so regret not going to any of the other ones.
Yeah.
And I just even like being able to network and meet new people.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like get your foot in the door.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if there's one thing I regret so much is not going to any of the career fairs in my previous semesters.
Okay. I will keep that in mind, because I definitely haven't gone to any of them yet.
They're a little intimidating, but they're all so nice.
Yeah. It's wild to like, you see them and then you're like, oh yeah, I don't know about this. And then you like actually like talk to them, and like the nicest people ever.
Yes.
So crazy. Yeah, that's essentially the experience I've been having so far.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on into something a little more serious, but what's a piece of advice that you'd like to give to an incoming transfer student?
Definitely don't be afraid to put yourself out there. When I decided when I finally got to transfer and everything, my biggest thing was I'm coming to an entirely new environment where I don't know anyone whatsoever. And so I decided that as soon as like different emails started coming in, different things that started coming in that were like, hey, do this, hey, do that. I definitely put forth the effort to be like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put myself out there because mentally it's a strain on you, especially not knowing anyone.
Yes.
So obviously trying to put yourself out there and like meeting new people. You don't have to make friends. You just have to at least meet people, because then that definitely helps out mentally and physically, if anything, because then then you actually have to go out and physically go out mentally and, and like I said, physically, and you just get to meet new people and you get to enjoy you don't realize how much fun you're going to have
right
until you actually do the thing. The bowling thing was the biggest thing for me. As soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, I like bowling. Okay, I'll meet new people.
Right.
Definitely nervous about that. And I had just met Cora, one of the mentors, the day before, and she was like, I'll be there. And I was like, perfect. At least I'll know a face.
Yeah, see, it's the nice thing too about coming to our events is that, like, obviously you're gonna meet all of the mentors at some point, hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
And even at that, like, we're all working the events, so you'll at least know one of us there, which is the same exact thing I tell my students. Like, if you're, you want to come to the event, you don't know anybody, I'll at least be there. So come hang out with me. But yeah, I love that you said that, because I went to like almost no events my first year.
Really? Yeah. No, I definitely was like, all right, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, no, I had like one friend because that was my roommate.
Yeah.
And then she left the next semester. I was like, oh, okay, I'm kind of on my own now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was not fun. But I'm glad you were able to do that.
Thank you. Yeah, no, me too. Because I have 3 other roommates, and it took a while to meet one of them, honestly, because I didn't know that they were them.
Oh, okay.
I would walk in and there would be someone there, and I'd be like, "Oh, it's just a friend of another roommate," and it wasn't a friend. Oh. they lived there.
Well, it happens.
Yeah,
it happens.
Okay. So that's definitely helps to say something.
Yeah, that's a new one. I don't think I've ever heard a roommate story like that before.
Yeah. Now we're really good. We're really good friends, actually.
That's good.
But yeah, no. Before it was just like, hi, okay, walk into my room, and then realize that they didn't leave. They're still there.
Yeah, that's funny. I love that. Okay. So how do you feel about being a transfer student? So it's more or less your feeling from when you first came to NAU and then till now.
I was definitely nervous. That was my biggest thing, because again, I was going into a completely new environment, didn't know anyone.
Felt that way.
But again, I'm glad that I definitely decided to keep the mentality of saying yes to things. I think it's so funny because every time I say that, I think of have you heard the movie Yes Man?
Yes.
Yes. And I think about this every time, and I'm like, okay, don't get to the point where I'm going crazy saying yes to literally everything.
Yeah, I mean, at least the opportunities that you can take on.
Yeah. So, but I think it's just, but also like, I think that's healthy to think about that at the same time, because then I'm like, all right, I know where my limits are.
That's pretty fair.
But yeah, no, other than that, I definitely think like, obviously I was super nervous, but I'm glad that I decided to say yes to even this, honestly, because this is something I would have never like actually done. You guys would have sent me an email and I've been like, well, we don't have to respond to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Stuff like this too is like completely out of my comfort zone, and especially becoming a mentor.
Right.
Like we do a bunch of social media opportunities and whatnot. Like we've done takeovers on like the main NAU Instagram. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of nerve-wracking. But I mean, they're great.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah.
Okay, and then one of our last serious questions I have for you today, if you could go back and change anything about your transition to NAU, is there anything that you would change, and if so, what would it be?
I definitely wish I knew things then that I know now, because there's so many transfer opportunities, just opportunities in general, when it comes to school. Originally, a lot of years back, because I am what do they call it, a non-traditional student.
Yeah.
Years back, I did go to school in California for like I went to universities.
Okay.
And those didn't pan out so well. This is actually, I consider it my like third time around.
It's okay.
Because then I moved out here to Arizona, and then I was at Ashria Mountain. They have like a vocational school called Southwest Skill Center.
Okay.
And I thought I was set to go into the medical field so bad. I was like, let's do this. Originally when I went to university, I was going to be a nurse.
Ooh.
Yeah, wild. And then I went to the vocational school and I was like, oh, dialysis technician. That sounds so great. Poke people, clean their blood, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I realized I do not have the stomach for that at all.
Oh gosh. Neither do I. Just like watching like House is like a really good I love that show, but I have to like turn away every single time they're doing something. I'm like, nope.
Yeah. So I'm glad that I found that out eventually. So then for a while I started working. Ended up in a business office at a dealership in Avondale. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because then that's what ultimately made me decide to go into accounting for reals. So I was an accounting clerk for like 7 years.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a while. So for those last few years, I was going to Ashria Mountain to get all my transfer credits and stuff.
Right.
And thank goodness for the 2NAU program, because that helped a lot. They were like, you're basically in. And I said, thank you. I'll take it. But no, yeah, definitely finding out and asking questions and redoing it older. Like, you get your experience and stuff. But I definitely think that if people are people who listen to this, like before they even go into like super transferring and stuff, they should definitely know that it's okay to ask questions. Mm-hmm. There are so many people willing to help you, and there's so many different opportunities out there that will definitely help you in your transition.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I tell everybody, make sure you know and you're aware of what kind of resources are available to you.
Yeah.
I mean, bless my academic advisor's souls. Like,
yes.
The amount of questions that I have asked them over the years, like, oh my goodness, I have no idea if I would have gotten through college without them.
There are a few people I've met that are like, oh yeah, I've only seen my academic advisor like the one time, but I'm like, no, you need to go to them at least once a semester.
Yes.
Because you need to find certain things out. Like, I can't fathom how they are able to do what they're doing without that advisement, because I think it helps so freaking much.
Yeah.
So much.
I mean, I came to NAU as a communications major. Okay. So I transition, change, whatever the word for it is. My major during the pandemic, because I came here like the semester before COVID hit.
Right.
So, I switched my major during the pandemic, and I knew nothing about the business program here. And I had I not emailed an advisor just being like, okay, what do I need to do?
Right.
I would have never known about the professional program. I would have never known about pathways. I would have never known about just so many specific little things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And it's just crazy.
Yeah. But you know what? More power to them. They're doing it. That's on them. But I definitely am that person who's like, at least see your advisor at least once a semester.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. You definitely need to know certain things, because then they'll even offer up certain things that you didn't even think about questioning at all. Mm-hmm. Like the business program. I was like, I'm sorry, what is that?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just here to talk about pathways. What are you talking about? So no,
I think I gotta get in to take all of my other classes?
Yeah, exactly. No, definitely. I'm like, wait, what? No, you're wrong. But no, I think it definitely helps at least seeing them once a semester. So
yeah, especially to help you keep on track for graduation.
Oh yeah, no, seriously, definitely, because now I that was another thing that I had an issue with. I thought I wasn't going to graduate till like December 25.
Oh.
It's a good thing I talked to my advisor this semester.
Yeah.
Because she was like, all right, so we're set for December 24, but you can always push it to spring 24. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? No, you're wrong. I still have till 25. And she's like, no, you still have till 24. And I was like, 24 is pushing it enough. December 24. We don't need to push it to spring 24.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a good thing I went to her.
Yeah, that's definitely.
No, I'm supposed to be here for a whole nother year. What are you talking about?
It amazes me, the stuff that you find out.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. I'm just curious though, what are you looking forward to the most within the rest of your experience left here, since it's your first semester?
That's a really great question. I think I'm looking forward to mostly being able to keep in contact with people.
Oh, yeah.
Because my biggest thing is like, I've met a lot of people just within the few short months that I've been here, getting a job at the FCB. So then I get to meet a lot of the faculty there. And it's a lot of faculty that I'll be like taking classes with. That helps a lot. So I think I'm looking forward to the most is that, honestly, is keeping in contact with people that I know now. They're not necessarily friends, but they're at least faculty.
Right.
Because then I kind of have a foot in the door for like the classes that I'm set to take.
Yes.
Like the next semester, I'll actually be taking a class with someone who's technically my boss.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So I don't know if I should be like nervous because there's more pressure on me for that matter, or if I should be like at ease because I'm like, I got this.
Maybe a little bit of both?
Yeah, that's yeah, so I'm like, well, I'll definitely find out next semester.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see everything that you will accomplish.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. But that's all we had for today. So thank you so much, Maribel, for joining us today. We appreciate you so much for coming in and sharing your transfer experience with us.
Thank you. I really enjoyed this. I didn't know what to expect, but it was actually a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yay, I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah, me too.